The Digestive System, written by Christine Taylor-Butler, a true book. Chapter 1. It's a gas. Burp. If you eat or drink too fast, you'll swallow too much air. This can cause you to belch. So you're having lunch with your grandparents, you're on your best behavior. But as you sip your soda, your stomach starts to feel strange and it feels very full, it aches. Then the worst possible thing happens. You belch loudly. Embarrassed? Probably, but don't feel too bad. It's your digestive system in action and it's normal. Everyone belches. Ice cold drinks slow down the digestion process. Warm or room temperature drinks are better for digestion. When you eat and drink, you swallow gas as well as food. It could be air, it could be carbon dioxide from a fizzy drink. Sometimes the gas comes back out as a burp or a belch. Your stomach doesn't need gas, so it gets rid of it. What it needs is food. Food is a fuel that provides you with energy. Your body needs energy for moving, breathing, and even thinking. Drinking bubbly drinks through a straw is a recipe for belching. You take in air through the straw as well as carbon dioxide from the drink. Your digestive system slows down at night. However, it keeps breaking down food even when you're sleeping. Your digestive system breaks food into small units that can be used by your body. Whatever you can't use is passed out of your body as waste. Bacteria in your system change part of the water into gas. Some of this gas is absorbed into your body, but other gases are released out of your digestive system through your rectum. It may seem embarrassing, however, all people have gas in their digestive tract. It's perfectly normal to pass gas as many as 20 times a day. Food to gas. Some foods cause people to have more gas than other foods do. Beans, for instance, are not completely digested by your small intestine. When the beans reach your large intestine, bacteria begin to feed on them. The bacteria produce a large amount of gas in the process. Most gas passes quietly, but sometimes it builds up pressure. It comes out at high speed, and this creates that familiar sound. Foods such as eggs and meat contain a lot of sulfur. When the bacteria in your stomach feed on these foods, they produce gases that smell like rotten eggs. Pew! Chapter 2. Your food processor. From one end to the other, the digestive tract is about 30 feet, 9 meters long. Your digestive system has an important job. It breaks down food into tiny pieces. The nutrients, vitamins, and minerals in food can then pass into your bloodstream to be used by your body. Your digestive tract consists of 6 main parts: the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and rectum. Each part has its own task. The digestive tract is like a long winding tube. It is helped by other organs in the body, such as the liver. Chew on this. Your body begins to break down or digest food as soon as it enters your mouth. Teeth break up the food into smaller pieces. Saliva is the liquid in your mouth. It is produced by the salivary glands. It contains chemicals called enzymes. These start to break down starches in your food even before it's swallowed. Saliva also contains a lot of water, which mixes with the food. This helps the food slide down your esophagus smoothly. Muscles around your esophagus squeeze or contract in waves. This action pushes the food down the esophagus to your stomach. Your front teeth cut and slice your food. Your back teeth mash food. Your body makes more than 1 quart of saliva each day. Mashed food inside your esophagus is called a bolus. Don't drink this juice. Your stomach is made of strong muscles. It can stretch to hold about 3 pints of food at one time. When the food enters your stomach, the muscles squeeze and mash your food into smaller and smaller pieces. The cells lining your stomach release a liquid called gastric juice. It contains enzymes and hydrochloric acid. This acid is strong enough to dissolve metal. The mucus lining protects your stomach from the acid. Gastric juice begins to break down proteins. Proteins are found in foods such as meat, cheese, and eggs. Food stays in your stomach for 2 to 5 hours. Once it mixes with the gastric juice, it's called chyme. The stomach releases chyme into the duodenum. This is the first part of the small intestine. A muscle called a sphincter relaxes to get a little chyme passed through. The sphincter then squeezes tightly to keep the rest in your stomach. How the stomach digests food. If you stretched out your small intestine, it would be almost 20 feet or 6 meters long. The small intestine is about 1 to 2 inches wide. It's small, but it's long. The small intestine is where food leaves your digestive tract and enters your bloodstream. Before this happens, the food is broken down even further. Organs such as your pancreas, gallbladder, and liver help this digestion happen. Your pancreas squirts fluid into the duodenum. This fluid is rich in enzymes that break down fats, proteins, and starches. The fluid also contains a chemical that makes chyme less acidic. It's called sodium bicarbonate. Your gallbladder adds a liquid called bile to the chyme. Bile helps break up blobs of fat so the enzymes can get to it more easily. Bile is made in the liver. It is stored in the gallbladder. The small intestine has many folds. It is lined with millions of finger-shaped bumps called villi. This creates a huge surface area that can absorb large volumes of food quickly. Tiny blood vessels inside the villi absorb the nutrients straight into your bloodstream. Each villus is covered with even smaller finger-shaped bumps. They are called microvilli. Nutrient-rich blood goes from your small intestine to your liver. Your liver converts the nutrients into substances needed by the body. It stores some nutrients. It releases them into the blood when they are needed. The liver also breaks down harmful substances such as alcohol. If a surgeon accidentally cut off a piece of liver, it would grow back. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables is good for your liver. They contain enzymes, vitamins, and fiber that help with digestion. The end of the line. By the time the food reaches the end of the small intestine, most of the nutrients have been absorbed. The parts that your body can't use pass into your large intestine. This intestine is only about 5 feet long. However, it's about 3 to 4 inches wide. The large intestine is also called the colon. It absorbs minerals and water from the indigestible food. This makes the waste more solid. Lumps of waste are called feces. Muscles push the feces along the colon to the rectum. They remain there until you go to the bathroom. Kiwi fruit contain a high amount of fiber. They keep your large intestine healthy. Digestive tips. 1. Eat at regular meal times. 2. Chew your food well. 3. Stop eating before you feel really full. The brain signals a feeling of fullness about 10 minutes after you're actually full. Relax. If you're relaxed, your body will produce more gastric juice. Number 5, sit up straight when you eat so that your digestive tract is not cramped. Number 6, avoid drinking lots of liquids half an hour before or after your meals. And number 7, don't eat late at night. It takes your body longer to digest food when you are asleep. The big truth. Food's long journey. It's lunchtime. You take your first bite of your sandwich and start chewing. You wash down that mouthful with some milk. However, swallowing is just the beginning of the journey. It may take 20 to 30 hours for this food to digest completely and for the waste to leave your body. So at noon, you take your bite of your sandwich, you chew it until it's mushy. Saliva helps break down the starches in the bread. 12:01 p.m., the bolus of sandwich slides down your esophagus. 12:02, your stomach begins to mash the bolus into chyme. Enzymes break down the proteins. Strong acid kills bacteria into chyme. Chyme stays in your stomach for a few hours. 3 o'clock, a squirt of chyme enters your duodenum. Your pancreas and bladder release liquids to help it digest. Liquids to help digest it. Villi in the small intestine transfer the nutrients to your bloodstream. About 6 p.m., the last part of the chyme can't be digested enters your colon, large intestine. The colon absorbs water, minerals, and transfer them back into the body. Midnight, the undigested chyme is still traveling through your colon. 6 in the morning, the waste enters your rectum. It waits there till you go to the bathroom. 7:30, the waste comes out as feces and are all flushed away. The food's long journey. There we go. Whoop. Wrong way. This way. All right. Chapter 3. Digestive disorders. Have you ever had a stomach ache? It tells you that your digestive system has a problem. Other signs that something is wrong include vomiting and diarrhea. They could be a sign that you have eaten the wrong foods or caught an infection. They also can indicate that you are under stress. Got butterflies? When you're nervous, your stomach shuts down. This allows blood to go to other muscles. It causes that fluttery feeling. Your body can't digest food and move fast at the same time. This is why you feel sick if you exercise soon after a meal. Why does my stomach hurt? A stomach ache could be caused by something you ate. Some people are allergic to foods such as wheat or nuts. Other people are lactose intolerant. They cannot digest dairy foods properly. Stomach aches can also be caused by eating a poisonous food, such as some types of mushroom. Lactose intolerance affects as much as 75% of the world's population. In the small intestine, the enzyme called lactase breaks down lactose. Lactose is a sugar in milk. People who are lactose intolerant do not have enough lactase to break down the lactose in large quantities of dairy foods. Foods can contain microbes, such as bacteria. Fortunately, some Most microbes are killed before they can harm you. Some, however, cause food poisoning. Many produce toxins that poison your body. The symptoms include cramps, vomiting, and diarrhea. It may take several days before your body gets all the germs out of your digestive tract. You may need to see a doctor. The purple shapes in this microscope image are bacteria. They are on a lettuce leaf. Oh, throwing up. You have probably had to throw up at some stage in your life. Vomiting is certainly unpleasant. However, it has a useful purpose. It's often your body's way of getting rid of poisons before they get into your bloodstream. The muscles in your abdomen squeeze your stomach. This forces the stomach to empty its contents back up the esophagus and out through your mouth. Vomiting is a reflex. Once it starts, there's nothing you can do to stop it. Heartburn and ulcers. Usually a ring of muscles keeps food in your stomach from going back up your esophagus. Sometimes a problem keeps it from closing properly. Stomach acid may then get into your esophagus. This causes a burning feeling called heartburn. Some stomach aches are caused by ulcers. Ulcers are wounds in the stomach lining. They allow gastric juice to attack the stomach wall. Ulcers are often caused by a particular bacterium. Doctors use an antibiotic to kill the bacteria. They use antacids to reduce the acid in the gastric juice while the wounds heal. Eating smaller meals and avoiding spicy or fatty foods can help prevent heartburn. Antacids can take away the pain. Colon care. Sometimes what you call a stomachache is actually pain in your large intestine. If you haven't drunk enough water or eaten the right foods, you may be constipated. If you have an infection in your large intestine, your body will want to get rid of it fast. The result is diarrhea. Sometimes the same symptoms indicate a more serious disease, such as colon cancer. In these cases, a surgeon may remove the unhealthy section of the colon and reconnect the two ends. It's important to drink water when you're thirsty. What's it for? Your appendix. It's a small tube at the start of your large intestine. Scientists are not sure why it's there. Some think it might help fight infections. However, people who have had their appendix removed have no obvious problems. Sometimes the appendix becomes swollen and inflamed. This condition is called appendicitis. It can cause a sharp pain on the side, fever, and vomiting. People who think they have appendicitis must see a doctor right away. If the appendix is not removed in time, it will burst. This can cause serious infection that is sometimes fatal. Chapter 4, Call the Experts. It can be hard to figure out what's causing a digestive problem. Your body will fix problems such as gas or a mild infection on its own. More serious problems require advice from a doctor. If your doctor is unsure what is wrong, he or she might send you to a gastroenterologist. That's a doctor who's an expert on the digestive system. And the word gastroenterologist, gastro means stomach, entero means intestine. The first stomach surgeon, years ago, doctors didn't understand the digestive system. They had no way of seeing inside the body. This started to change in 1822. A fur trapper named Alexis St. Martin accidentally shot himself in the stomach. The wound healed, but a fist-sized hole through his skin and into his stomach remained. Surgeon William Beaumont used the hole to study the digestive system. He would tie a string to a piece of food and push the food into the hole. He then pulled it out at various times to figure out the steps in the digestion process. Beaumont also discovered that the stomach acid broke down food on its own. When St. Martin died, his family let the body rot for 4 days before burying it. They wanted to make sure that no one could do any more experiments on him. Today, doctors can look inside your digestive tract without cutting you open. They insert a special tube with a light and camera at the end of your body. The end of the tube also has a tiny device that can take a sample of your tissue so the doctor can study it in a lab. The tube that is inserted into the body is called an endoscope. If you eat regular healthful meals, you will get all the vitamins and minerals you need. Chapter 5, Fit for Life. How do you keep your digestive tract in top shape? Well, eat well, drink water when you're thirsty, and get regular exercise. If you do these things, the good things will get into your system and the unwanted waste will move out quickly. You will feel well and you'll have all the energy you need. If a meal is late, your stomach might growl. It's contracting and releasing juices ready for your food. Put in only the best. Fiber helps keep your intestines healthy. Fiber is the material in plant cells that helps them hold their shape. Fruits and vegetables and whole grains such as cereals and breads are full of fiber. Your body doesn't absorb fiber. Instead, it uses the fiber to help push material through the intestines quickly. Water is also important for keeping things moving in your intestines. It can help you avoid hard feces, which lead to constipation. Water also helps the body absorb vitamins and minerals. Too much fat in your food can slow your digestion. Digestion times. It takes different amounts of time for the stomach to digest different types of food. Eating food in the order of its digestion can help the digestive process. That way, the slowly digested foods will not hold up the other foods. Keep on track. Exercise is important for keeping your digestive tract on track. Moving your body helps your food move through your intestines. Don't do vigorous exercise right after eating though. Wait a half an hour. Wait a half an hour, a snack, or up to 3 hours after a heavy meal. If you look after your digestive tract, it will look after you. Put healthful foods in and your body will convert it into a healthy body and plenty of energy. Vigorous exercise after a meal can cause muscle weakness. However, gentle walking can help digestion. True statistics. Average amount of food a person eats per year, 1,100 pounds, 500 kilograms. The amount of time it takes to chew a mouthful of food, about 5 to 30 seconds. Length of an adult esophagus, about 10 to 14 inches or 25 to 35 centimeters. Average amount of hydrochloric acid produced in a person's stomach each day, about 4 pints or 1 7/10 liters. Amount of time food usually stays in the colon, 18 hours to 2 days. Number of species of bacteria in a person's colon, more than 400. Did you find the truth? Your small intestine is about 5 feet, 1 5/10 meters long. And acid strong enough to dissolve metal helps digest food in the stomach. Some resources for you. Organizations and websites, a place to visit. Important words. Index. About the author.
The end.